Y'all thought this was a mukbang video, huh? Nah. What's poppin', world? This your partner, people. AT, love, brother, best friend, cousin, Kia Kala Aku. I'm coming to y'all today to give y'all part 2 of my video that I done a few weeks ago on Ancestry, African Ancestry. And I want to say thank you to all the people that viewed that video, all the people that liked the video, who commented, interacted on the video, you know what I'm saying, and all the people that subscribed. That let me know y'all rocking with your boy. Y'all see the value in what I'm doing, and I appreciate that. That's never taken lightly. So, bam, shouts out to y'all. Today, I just want to give y'all a follow-up on that video. Or just a part 2, a continuation of my experience with further, interacting with the Ancestry.com interface and the things that I've learned moving forward with that. So, man, first thing first, man, Ancestry.com told me that my first cousin is actually my first cousin. Yeah. I mean, the feature on there, it lets you know who all else registered for the Ancestry DNA portion of the Ancestry.com, and if you're related to these people, bam, they'll show up on your list. And like I said, my first cousin was on there, you know what I'm saying? Got a few other cousins that I know these people, you feel me? Like, it wasn't no surprise. It was cool seeing them on there. But there were plenty of people who I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I recognized some last names. I was able to see some of their family tree. And the way that the system is set up, well, you kind of got to intuit and really know. You got to look down. You got to look at your breakdown of your ancestry, because it splits it between parent 1 and parent 2. Now you kind of, like I said, you got to intuit and know a little bit about your parents' background to know which parent is who. So I knew that the parent 1 that showed up as the parent that had more ethnicity from the Mali group was my dad, because on the African Ancestry, my direct patriclan comes from the Bisa people of Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso is a part of the Mali region that's inside of Ancestry.com. So I was able to find out who or which parent is which in that breakdown that they have. And with that, I was able to determine who these people were, like how I was related to these people that were showing up on the list of, the people who already taken the test as well. So, yeah, I found some people, first and second cousins, knew most of them, but I had a second cousin that I didn't know, and I kind of reached out to her. She had a link to her Facebook page, and we connected. You just talked, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, this is interesting, like, who your people is, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool to connect. I had some relatives, all across the nation. And these are, people that's, I would say, diluted down the family line, like, beyond 4th, 5th cousins. But at some point, we shared a common ancestor. Florida, California, New York, DC, all that, you know what I'm saying? Mostly black people. They had a few white people that I seen in Florida. That common ancestor we had back in the day, we shared that person. What's interesting to me, well, at first it was interesting, but I make sense of it now. I have some ancestors on the map that popped up in Europe. I want to say they was like in the UK, some black ancestors. And I'm thinking it's like, that's probably, folks, African Americans at some point who migrated over there across the pond and living over there in Europe. And it made me think of just how much our people moved around, you know what I'm saying? Like we've always been traveling. We think about Christopher Columbus and the European conquerors or conquistadors coming to what they call the New World. And we think that, oh, this is the emergence of sailors with this great technology. But in reality, I mean, people been traversing the world for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to keep that in mind. Like, our people been moving around. We've been popping up and setting up shop in different places. But looking at that map, you seeing some of, my distant relatives over there in Europe. It made me think about Germany. I was actually born in Germany. My dad was in the military, so the family was out there, and I was born there. Moved away when I was 9 months. I have no conscious memory of it, but I definitely have it in my heart to go back over there and see the land, just touch the land that I was, I was birthed in, just to feel the energy. I think that's a powerful component for anybody to do, is to get in touch with the actual grounds and the environment that we came through into the world. It's, and I think a lot of people experience that, especially in my upbringing, like most of my peers, they, was born and raised in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying, in the New Orleans area, or, somewhere nearby like Lafayette or Baton Rouge. But just to have that rooted connection with your birthplace is very special. So what else I want to touch on? Yes, the communities feature on Ancestry.com. So what this is, it is a feature that tells you, it's like group clusters of people that you're more so your direct ancestry is connected to. Ancestry.com, the DNA portion can tell you where your deep roots is from. Like my people, all over Western and Central Africa, dig, you know what I'm saying? But the communities aspect lets you know where the majority of your more current relatives stay. So the communities feature, I'm gonna pull it up right now and talk about or mention what groups they have for myself. So the first one is Louisiana Creoles and African Americans. The second one is East Central Louisiana Acadians. And the third one is Mississippi and Louisiana African Americans. And when I seen this, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I know where I'm from. I know where my immediate family's from. So that wasn't a surprise. I got a couple of relatives on my daddy's side that's from Mississippi, on both his mom and daddy's side. We know, you know what I'm saying, people came over from Mississippi. And yeah, we just in that region, you know what I'm saying? Just in that Louisiana, Mississippi region. And I think this is cool because it's cool for a few reasons. Reason one is let's say, for instance, if somebody didn't know, let's say, somebody was adopted and they just ain't know their parents, they ain't know their real parents, and they get an ancestry test like this, it could let them know where their immediate family is, so it can help them look in a certain direction. All right, my kinfolks is from this area. Let me go do some research here. Let me pop up in the area and, talk to some people. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, it helps people to identify with a sense of region for culture. I know Louisiana Creole culture, this Southern, African-American Southern culture in general is very important. It's telling of a people's story. It's telling of a people's way of life and beliefs and traditions. And I think it's real important to know these things. Boom. What else I want to touch on? I'm trying to I want to touch on something else. So the spiritual reality of genetics and how they show up in our DNA. So when we talk about DNA, it's not just some scientific stuff, people in the laboratory looking at you under the microscope. Nah, it's deeper than that. You feel me? This is something that's spiritual. The stuff that's in your veins, the stuff that's in your blood, this is just like a physical representation of what happens or exists in the spiritual realm. Like who we are is much deeper than, you know, what they say your DNA is. It's your parents, it's your, you know, your grandparents, your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? It's thousands of years of spirits and souls living on this earth. It's information that's passed down to you. And I feel like it's so special and unique because let's take this for instance. I use myself and my sister. Me and my sister, we have the same parents. If she were to take a DNA test, like an Ancestry.com DNA test, her ethnic breakdown would be different from mine. And you may think like, well, how that could happen? Y'all got the same parents. Well, I like to look at it like this. When we are in the spirit realm, before we were born, we got access to so many different energies and ethnicities just based upon our ancestry. You know what I'm saying? I got people that's from the Congo. I got people that's from, you know what I'm saying, the Asante tribe. I got people that may be from over here and over there. It's like I'm in a buffet. I could get a little scoop of that, a little scoop of this, a little scoop of that, and bam, put it all in my pot. You feel me? And that's who I am. Now, my sister, we got the same parents, the same DNA. She might get a little bit more of that and a little less of this and put it in her pot for whatever reason that she need to have to when she comes to the earth to do what she need to do. You know what I'm saying? And that is how people have different personalities. That's how people have different temperaments. You know what I'm saying? That's how you become an individual. You dig? You know what I'm saying? And I like to touch on that slightly right now just to say how deep ancestry can be. It's not just some scientific stuff and, oh, I'm from this country, let me wave my flag. Nah, it helps you to understand yourself on the deeper level, on the cultural level, on the spiritual level, you know, to just give you a stronger sense of being. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to touch on that. What else I want to get on? I don't want to be on there too long. I know people attention spans, they won't be too long, so I want to keep this a little bit under, you know, under 15 minutes. Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna just keep it at that. You feel me? I want to keep it at that. And appreciate y'all for rocking with me, for spending the time with me. You dig? And yo, take care of yourselves. Drink water, get you some sun, move your body, exercise, love on your people, call and check on your people. And man, look, be you, do you, be great. You know what I'm saying? Know your greatness, embody your greatness, and do your thing. Love yourself, love the world. Peace, family.